Who is a typical American millionaire? Are they flying around in their private jets, smoking cigars, wearing an ascot, going off to their palazzo in Italy? Recently, I was wasting time on Instagram reading a story about how more American millionaires are moving abroad to protect their wealth and to experience living in another country. And I was surprised by the comments on the post. Hundreds and hundreds of comments disparaging millionaires, saying that they are fat cats that don't care about common people, that just ride around in their jets, polluting the environment and wrecking the economy, and all these bad things about millionaires. And it brought me back to a book that is quite a bit older now. It's called The Millionaire Next Door, but it's one of the best financial books over the last 30 years, I believe, because it's a summary of the habits and lifestyles of millionaires in America. It was written by Thomas Stanley and William Danko after they interviewed 1,000 millionaires and asked them about their lifestyle, about their money, about their habits. And there were a few surprising things that came from that book that really rocked the financial world and upended our view of who a millionaire is and what they do, and some of our assumptions about who these people are. One of the things found that millionaires are generally frugal, hardworking individuals who live below their means and start and invest in their own companies. It categorizes most people into two categories: the prodigious accumulators of wealth, those are the millionaires, and the underaccumulators of wealth. Those are people who make a lot of money but just don't accumulate assets. They just spend the money. They have the PAWs, or the prodigious accumulators of wealth, have a high net worth relative to their income. They punch above their weight because they're taking that income and buying assets with it. Well, an underaccumulator of wealth has a low net worth relative to their income. One of the examples that they gave was doctors. Doctors are well known for making a lot of money, but they don't have very high net worths. Most people would be surprised by that. And one thing they surmise is that after doctors spend so long being poor, going through years and years of school, paying off years and years of debt, then once they're done with school and actually get a job and start making income, they want to spend, they want to live it up. And they get into those types of habits where they're not accumulating wealth, even though they have a high income, and they're also paying off a lot of debt. So in the book, they delve into the lifestyles of millionaires and found that most millionaires are self-employed or own their own businesses. They tend to work long hours, have strong work ethic, and take fewer vacations. But they don't spend money on lavish homes or cars or luxury items. When they do spend money, they buy things that are income-producing assets like rental properties, or invest in their own business. They avoid debt and they live modestly. They abide by time-honored principles of finance. Live below your means, spend less than you make, and invest the difference in income-producing assets that are going to appreciate over time and not depreciate. Another surprising feature or factor that they found was that the vast majority of millionaires did not accumulate their wealth. Dave Ramsey did a study a couple of years ago of 10,000 millionaires and confirmed the same finding, that almost a small fraction of millionaires don't actually inherit their wealth. The vast majority don't inherit their wealth because their wealth comes from, like I said, building and growing a business. Secondly, education is important. Most millionaires have a college degree. Maybe that's becoming less and less important in this modern economy, but most focus on education, whether it's a college degree or some type of education online or a trade school. Education is important to the millionaires. One of the surprising things, which I touched on, is that most millionaires in the study didn't agree that the stock market was the best place for their money. They put most of their money, first and foremost, into their own business, starting and growing their own business. The majority of millionaires in America are millionaires because they have their own business. And if you think about it, a millionaire has options to invest in different things. And if you've got your own business versus the stock market, do you know more about Apple or GE or Genentech Or do you know more about your own business and where you can put money in your business to grow it? If you've got a business, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You know where the money can go to grow your business, and that can be the best return on investment that you can make. Investing in your education and investing in growing your own business instead of putting it into a stock that you know less about. And the millionaires in America, and I'm sure this goes for other countries, have learned that owning your own business where you can direct your funds to grow that business that goes directly to your net worth is one of the best things you can do for your money. One of the interesting things that I found about the book is that they distinguish between income statement people and balance sheet individuals, where income statement individuals, they'll focus on their income, their revenue, bring in X amount of money and spend just about X or a little bit less than X. People tend to spend what comes in. So if you're focused on your income statement, you're focused on just your income. You want to make a certain amount of money, the money comes in, and then you spend it. And that's generally what an income statement accounts for. It's accounting for money coming in and money going out. Versus a balance sheet individual that is focused on accumulating assets. The balance sheet is for accounting for the assets that you have. That could be equity in a business, stocks, bonds, real estate. The things that appreciate over time, mostly, is what a balance sheet will account for. So if you're focused on your balance sheet more than your income, then you're taking money from your income, taking it over to your balance sheet and trying to buy assets, build up assets, so you can build that equity on your balance sheet as you reduce the debt, making the assets as high as possible and the debt as low as possible. So that difference between the two is your equity or your net worth. Net worth is assets minus liabilities, which is accounted for on the balance sheet. So when you're thinking about your personal finances, focus on growing a strong balance sheet, because that is your net worth. So lastly, the study found that millionaires are not immune to financial troubles. Just like everybody, they've got the challenges financially, but they're able to recover quicker than most people because they've got a safety net. They store cash and they've got financial resources to bounce back. And we can do that. We don't need to be millionaires or multimillionaires to have that same resourcefulness or ability to bounce back. If you've got an emergency fund, it's much easier to weather the storm when the economy goes bad or you lose a job or your car needs a new carburetor or what have you. Having a cash fund of 3 to 6 months of living expenses can help you weather the storm, just like the millionaires. So The Millionaire Next Door is a great book that talks about the lifestyles and habits of modern millionaires and teaches us that it's mostly the habits and the style that makes up the millionaire. It's not necessarily a high income, high earning attorney or lawyer or engineer that makes a millionaire. It's somebody who is good with their money, that probably owns a business, that lives a frugal lifestyle and invests as much as they can in income producing assets that show up on their personal balance sheet. So are you focused on your balance sheet? If you're not, I encourage you to do that. What are you focused on buying? Are you buying crypto? Are you buying real estate? Are you buying stocks? Are you investing in your business? Let me know down below. If you've read the book and you find this video useful, then please give this video a like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks.